It's green flag time. Let's get this show on the road. Madison Toll dominates and wins. Trey Wright wins the Indianapolis 200.
Miles out nowhere. He's gonna steal it.
It's going to be Mike Fink Jr., number 38. Winnie Crouch is going to take the win here at Pocono. Side by side.
They're gonna be side by side going down.
Local millions will win the Coca-Cola 600. We are the NIRA. What's up, everyone? It's your boy NSRacing95 AKA Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to Daytona International Speedway. And we are here for race number 7 of 18 for the season 1 of the NIRA Canada Superspeedway series. And I'm back. The series is back, and it's gonna be a fun couple of days here for these drivers in the Rebel Cup Series and for the Canadian Super Speedway Series racing here at Daytona under the lights this time. After a 2, 3, 4 week break, I'm back, and we are gonna have a bunch of great races coming up for the next month until we get to the playoffs. But that's for the Rebel Cup Series. And for the Power Truck Series, we still have the Canadian Super Speedway Series to take care of here tonight before we can get to the Rebel Cup Series tomorrow night. So coming into this race, Daniel Voyles has been getting pretty hot lately in the Canadian Super Speedway Series, and he has a 14-point gap over Mitchell Collins in second. Osman Harmon is in third, 38 points back. Mike Thompson is in fourth, 40 points back. Fifth is Stephen Thompson, 42 points back, and also 42 points back is Sponsor Minute. And sixth, seventh, I should say, is Matt Sanderson, 43 points back. Eighth is Francois Chastain, 53 points back. Ninth is Jake Galloway, 60 points back, and right out the top 10 is Joshua Hyatt, 61 points back. It's gonna be a wild one here at Daytona. Of course, we will see it tomorrow night in the Rebel Cup Series race. This is a brand new version. Gonna be the same racing, just a little bit of a newer looking surface. So it's gonna be an interesting one here tonight for 30 laps around Daytona International Speedway. All 42 cars will get more to life here at Daytona as we get set for the return, not only for the Canadian Super Speedway Series, but for the return of me doing races. For your laps on tap, and it's going to be a wild one here at Daytona International Speedway, that's for sure. So, here is the top 10 for race number 7 on the season and for the Canadian Super Speedway Series. On the front row, it's Scott Upton, and alongside him is the 55 of Andrew Miller. Row number 2 is the 54 of Bobby Frazier, and the 6 of Dave Suzuki Sr. Row number 3 is the 00 of Noggin Scott, and the 99 of Francois Chastain. And then row number 4 is Mike Thompson and Trey Wright. And rounding out the top 10 is the 44 of Trey Smith and the 29 of James Funn. I'm sorry if this race ends up being really, really bad, me commenting wise, because before I took a break, I already recorded the Rebel Cup Series race at Daytona. That's going up tomorrow, so this is definitely my first race back, so yeah, don't expect the commentary to be the best here tonight. But anyway, pace car will dive onto pit road, and that will leave the field in the hands of the number 23 of Scott Upton, and in the number 55 of Andrew Miller. 30 laps, and we are green for race number 7 on the season for the K&N Superspeedway Series. And the number 55 of Andrew Miller will lead lap number 1 here tonight at Daytona, as they are all a 3x3x3 right behind him. Here comes the 54 of Bobby Frazier, from the number 7 of Mike Thompson, and from the number 18 of Evan Hunter. And as long as these guys manage to go 3 wide, it is fine. But once they go 4 wide, they will most likely crash here at Daytona. Mike Thompson going to take the race lead away, but Evan Hunter now in the number 18, he's going to take the race lead away, possibly from that number 7. Here comes Thibodeau in the number 33, and the number 5 of Justin Lightning moving his way up to the front as well. But Thibodeau trying to take the race lead away from Evan Hunter. Um, the race lead has changed hands twice in 1 lap, and we are going to see that all night long here at Daytona. And now Justin Lightning, I thought he was going to get a massive run and take the race lead away from Thibodeau, but he didn't, and Thibodeau will lead lap number 3. Here comes the 19 of Jenny Sanford trying to take the race lead away, but here comes the guy that started the season off with a race victory here at Daytona, Boston Minute. He's trying to sweep Daytona this season in the K&N Superspeedway Series. That would be something if he were able to do so. But here, oh boy, Brandon Watson, and there they go. Big time crash. Delano upside out, pinned up against the wall. It's the big one at Daytona. I wasn't even expecting that to happen until the last second. But Delano pancaked it upside down up against the outside wall. Doesn't look to be as big of a crash as I thought it was, but still, that took out a lot of fast race cars. And that Benny Watson, the guy that made it 4 wide, he's going to try to win the race back to the line. And he will, barely edging out Boston Minnick. Man, a big time crash on lap number 5. And the big one strikes at Daytona. The 19 is destroyed. The 15 has a hood buckle. The 11 looks to be fine. The 4 looks to be okay. The 5 is destroyed. The 43 has a hood buckle. The poster, I think, got involved in it. Not as many cars as I thought, but still a good chunk of cars are gonna be involved in that one, and unfortunate that it had to happen so early on that 5 for 30. But that's what I was talking about. 4 wide can happen out of nowhere, and it happened right there off of turn number 4. Benny Watson, the guy that made it 4 wide off of turn number 4, he was able to beat out Bronson at the line and get the race lead. And he will start up front on the restart. But before we get to the restart, let's go ahead and see what happened to win out the first caution of the night here for the race number 7 on the season and for the K&N Superspeedway Series. Here we go, this wrapping Benny Watson going into the Twilight, forced Deletto up the racetrack into Sanford in the number 19, and that sent them up the racetrack and into that outside wall. The 19, the 1, and the 33 off the ground, the 23 teep on the 01, and that's him upside down into the outside wall. Just a light lane involved. 00 of Nottingham Scott, the 43 of Osman Hamid. Corey Smollett involved, and then they right back here between the 10, the 77, the 30, the 20, the 24. I didn't even see that happen. But, not really that big of a crash necessarily, but it is going to take out a couple of cars here early on in this one here at Daytona Superspeedway. And then this wrapping towards the back of the pack, these guys were trying to avoid it, and Josh Williamson got into the 77 of Matt Sanderson, came down onto the 10, and onto the 30, and onto the 20 as well. The 24 also got involved, but that was pretty much it. So it was one main crash, but then there was a secondary crash as well. But at the end of the day, well, at the end of the crash, I should say, it was the number 89 of Ben Watson winning the race back to the line. And with that being said, let's go and get back to the restart here at Daytona here for the K&N Superspeedway Series and for race 7 on the season. Welcome back here at Daytona International Speedway. We will go back on with 21 laps to go in race number 7 on the season. We have 36 cars still on the lead lap and still on the racetrack, but we do have our first 6 that are out, and those 6 are Thibodeau, Upton, Lightning, Harmon, Sanford, and Deletto. For everyone else, all 36 cars are still out there on the racetrack, and it will be Ben Watson, Bronson Chris Moffitt, Daniel Voyles, and Keyshawn Richardson, the top 5. 21 laps to go, still plenty of time in this one here at Daytona. A long way to go until this race is complete, and Chris Moffitt trying to go for the race lead and trying to take the race lead away, but here comes the most recent runner at Talladega, if I remember right, Keyshawn Richardson in the number 87. He would love to go back-to-back on the season and become the first 2-time winner in the K&N Superspeedway Series. Well, that got a little bit tight between Benny Watson and Chris Moffitt, but they are going to keep it straight. And because there's not many, not necessarily that many cars were involved, but because there was some cars that were involved and some that are slow, and some cars that are behind some slow cars, this back is a little bit spread out, but it should start to bunch back up as these guys are going 3 wide, and Chris Moffitt and Watson are still going at it, side drafting each other throughout 3 and 4 and on the back stretch. Keyshawn Richardson out front, but not for long. Here comes Mauro Barcelli in the number 16 for Roush Fenway Racing, but here comes Trey Smith in the number 44 from Evan Hunter trying to take the race leeway, but the 16 is going to block Trey Smith, but that's almost 4 wide back there. They're going to fan it back down. These guys need to realize that there's still, coming to the line, 18 laps to go in this race. Still a long way to go, not even halfway through here at Daytona. Keyshawn Richardson out front. Not Keyshawn Richardson, but the 44, I should say, of Trey Smith out front. And the 18 of Evan Hudson now going for the race lead. And here comes someone that we haven't really seen much in the Superspeedway series, but we have seen a bunch in both the Power Truck series and the Rebel Cup series. Noah Clifton in the number 9 for Richard Petty Motorsports. He's now moving his way up to the front and trying to take the race lead away from Evan Hunter. And boy, that's help from Clifton has help from Bright. I almost flipped it backwards. But now Bright is going to try to take the race lead away from Clifton. And here comes the point leader, Daniel Voyles in the number 70. Yes, that's almost 4 wide again, but they're going to settle it back down. They keep on teasing going 4 wide, but they keep on settling it back down. Daniel Voyles now going to the race lead. And he has help from Dave Bazuki Sr., Trey White, and Owen Miles, the Orlando winner. And here's the thing, these guys are not that slow. The slowest call on track is not against Scott, but he's going 198, and these guys are going 213. So they're not really that slow. The cars are still out there on the racetrack. But I don't know. It all depends if we stay green all the way. If we stay green for the last 16 laps, we're going to most likely catch up to some of these lap calls, and that's going to change the whole complexity of this race. But right now, Trey Wright in the number 34 is out front here at Daytona. But not for long, because here comes two Joe Gibbs Racing teammates, Owen Miles and Jake Galloway. But Galloway wants the race lead for himself, and he's going to try to take it going into turns 1 and 2. 15 laps down, 15 laps to go here at Daytona for race 7 on the season for C1 of the NRA K&N Superspeedway Series. And here comes the number 12 for Bradley Weem to the inside, going to take the race lead away now, at least try to. But Moffitt on the inside, and Crampton, James Fun, Brett Sierra, a bunch of drivers that we haven't seen up front yet are now moving their way up to the front here at the halfway mark in this one. Chris Moffitt, we've seen him up front a couple of times already tonight, but now he's out front for, I believe, either the first or second time here tonight at Daytona, but not for long. Maybe he tried blocking Crampton, but he couldn't get there. Crampton is going to take the race lead away in the number 40 machine. Maybe not. Jake Galloway gave a massive one to Chris Moffitt, but Benny Watson once again. Benny Watson once again making it 4 wide at Daytona. And they're not gonna fan it straight. There they go. Now this is the big one. The 99 all the way down the racetrack. Watch out for arc brakes. Watch out for arc brakes. And there is the great Keyshawn Richardson on his side. Oh, Jesus Christ. Madison Tall. Oh, jeez, Matt Sanderson. Arc brakes. Stop. Collie Smart. Now, into the number 4. That's what I was afraid about. And they're still sliding in. Not like Scott just slid in. The big one here at Daytona. Arc brakes galore. Keyshawn Richardson upside down, while on his side someone else went upside down, I'm pretty sure. A massive crash, you know what? That's the second time tonight that Benny Watson has made it 4 wide and caused a big one. And that's also the second time that Benny Watson is perfectly fine. He is fine in that number 89, machine. And he's going to have a shot at this race win possibly. But unfortunately, most of the field is going to be taken out of this one. Jake Galloway, Francois Chastain. I think the 15 of Logan Williams has a little bit more damage. No, Clifton has a hood buckle now. the 16, the 44. But you know, Daniel Voyles is perfectly, Daniel Voyles is perfectly fine in the number 70th point leader, but so is Mitchell Collins second in points. But Brett Sealer, Mike Thompson, Jake Galloway, Andrew Miller, Keyshawn Richardson, the 24 of Stephen Thompson, Luke Rainey, Cody Smart, Christian Vargas, Owen Miles as well. That was the big one. The first crash wasn't necessarily a big one, but that was a big one for sure. That was not only the big one, but that was also Alka race as well, with all those slow cars racing back to the line. Oh man, well with all that chaos, it was the number 29 of James Fun running the race back to the line, and he will lead us back to the win on the second restart of the night. But before we get to that point, let's go ahead and see on what the heck happened to bring out the second caution of the night here at Daytona and for the K&N Superspeedway Series race number 7 on the season. Here we go. This is wrapping off with turn number 4. Once again, this was all because of Benny Watson and the number 89 made it 4 wide for the second time tonight. They were gonna be fine, I thought, but they were not. Bradley Ream got into Brett Sealer, went up the racetrack. Nowhere to go for Jake Gower, Eli Bright, Trey White, Keyshawn Richardson, Dave Bizuki Sr., the 99 of Francois Chastain, goes towards the inside wall, gets really lucky, not hitting the inside wall. But then the number 10 of Walker Davis, Daniel Voyles, he was involved, but I think he just slid, so he should be fine. Noah Clifton with the hood buckle, Evan Hunter nowhere to go. Josh Williamson should be okay for the most part. I think the 22 is just fine. And then back here, Luke Rainey just alcobrate into the 12 machine. And then that sent Keyshawn Richardson on his side. And actually stayed on his side. But then in came Masson Tall in the number 32 major butt pack. And that sent Tall off the ground. And I know I missed it, but yeah, there was another call that went underneath that. Matt Sanderson hit Luke Rainey, and then in came the 74 of Cody Smart. He got involved. He had nowhere to go but into the number 4 of Stephen Cohen, right there. And then last but not least, we had to deal with the number 00 of Nottingham Scott. He couldn't see a single thing. And he was still trying to race back to the line. Same with all these other lap cars, and boom, right into Cody Smollett. Massive shot. And he went sliding across the start-finish line, almost tipped over a couple of times. Somehow went between the 54 and the number 7. But a massive crash here at Daytona. Arca brakes and more here for the K&N Superspeedway Series. And now going to follow along with all of the arc breaks that happened. First following along with Luke Rainey and Andrew Miller going into the 12 with just boom, nowhere to go. And then following along with Bradley Ream and Massenthal, massive hit into the back end. And then in came the 30 and the 70 as well. And then in came the 4, in came the 74. And then in came the 00 of Nottingham Scott. Massive Arca brakes. And that's probably the worst spot to have cars stop, because it's right at the start finish line, and they are still racing back to the line no matter what. So, a lot of torn up race cars here at Daytona, but meanwhile, it was the number 29 of James Fun that won the race back to the line. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to the restart with less than 10 laps to go here at Daytona for race 7 on the season for the K&N Superspeedway Series. Welcome back here at Daytona International Speedway for the K&N Superspeedway Series. We only have 19 cars left after that crash, and I'm going to try to say all 16, 17 cars that DNF'd and are out from that crash really fast. So, the cars that are out are the 99, the 7, the 55, the 24, the 88, the 12, the 34, the 30, the 10, the 87, the 77, the 20, the 00, the 32, the 4, 14, and the 74. So about 16, 17 cars taken out in that crash, and we only have 19 cars left. The top 5 with 9 laps to go is James Fun, Chris Moffitt, Benny Watson, Travis Crampton, and Joshua Hyatt. 9 laps to go at Daytona. Who will win race 7 on the season? Let's find out right now. But Benny Watson, we've seen him be super aggressive all night long, so he could be one of the favorites to possibly make a dive bomb move late in the going. But as you saw, this is it. This is the pat. Well, not really a pat, but this is the field. Only 19 cars left after that massive crash. So now, here's the thing: is this few of the cars on the racetrack is going to be really hard to pass, and you just saw it right there. The A9 just got walloped and got no help whatsoever. But here comes Chris Moffitt. He has a massive one in that number 2 machine, and he's going to try to take the race lead away. And pretty much this is it. We are going to have maybe 10, 12 cars left in this lead pat. Yeah, right now it's 10. It's exactly 10. And I don't even know if you call this a pack. It's just so spread out. It's like 3 pats in 1 pat. I don't even know. But James Fun, he might be in a prime position at getting this race win. Not if Josh Wyatt does that, though. He's going to try making it work on that inside lane, but he has no help whatsoever. You need to have help in this case scenario, if you want to get that inside lane to work. Because, the way it works is that when there's so many when it's the whole pat, that inside lane is so dominant, but when there's so little cars left, is mostly the top side. And right now, Mitchell Collins is, I believe, in 7th place. And Daniel Voyles is in 15th. So Voyles will still have the point lead leaving Daytona as long as Mitchell Collins does not get a top 5 1. But Mitchell Collins is going to close in a lot here tonight at Daytona going into Ricky this weekend. Chris Moffitt out front. Here comes Joshua Hyatt in the number 51. And here comes Bronson Minnick, the guy that won the season opener at Daytona. He wants to sweep Daytona for the K&N Superspeedway Series here this season. But right behind him is a guy that knows a thing or two about winning at Superspeedways as well. I believe 2019 Austin Speeds 500 champion Travis Crampton in the number 40 machine. Josh Williamson is up here. Mitchell Collins, Noah Clifton, Dave Bazuki Sr., and Quentin Moore trying to barely hang on to the pack. So it's 10, maybe 11 cars that have a shot at this race win with 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go, 3 wide for the race lead between James Fun, Josh Wyatt, and Chris Moffitt. But because Fun had no help on the bottom, Joshua Hyatt and Chris Moffitt left up to the top and battle for that race lead on their own. But now Mitchell Collins is going to help James Fun, and he's going to try making it 3 wide for third with 4 laps to go. And like, I don't know what happened to Daniel Voyles. I thought he just got spun, but I guess he might have more damage than what I thought. Because he's just stuck in this small 4-car pad. So that is unfortunate for the point leader, but it shouldn't be that bad. At least he didn't get taken out in one of those big time crashes like half the field did here tonight. But coming to 3 laps to go, Joshua Hyatt is out front. And James Funn is trying to make this inside lane work all by himself right now. But Mitchell Collins is going to potentially help that 29 machine, though, here very soon. Chris Moffitt up top from help from Benny Watson. And Travis Crampton in the middle, but he has no help whatsoever. James Funn, I don't know where he's getting this one fun. I don't know where Funn is getting this one from. Never mind, I just jinxed it because he just lost all of his momentum right then and there. Oh, jeez, Benny Watson, not again. Oh, crap. Oh, my Jesus. Benny Watson is being super aggressive. He's trying to make it full wide for the second. 2 laps go here at Daytona, and Ben Watson is trying to make it 4 wide for second. Ben Watson, he's already made 2 4 wide situations happen. He almost made a 3rd 4 wide situation happen. But how about this Travis Crampton through the middle? He's now up to 3rd, and he might have a shot at this race win. And here comes Bronson Minnick as well in the number 3 machine. But we are running out of time. Coming to the white flag here at Daytona. Final lap in race 7 on the season. Joshua Hyatt up front. But here comes Travis Crampton from help from Bronson Minnick. Can he get there though? That's the big time question. Joshua Hyatt out front. But can Crampton get a 1 on the bottom? Does not look like it. Can Moffitt get a 1 on the top side? He's going to try getting 1 on the top side, but I don't think that's going to work out. And it won't. 3 wide for second, but it won't matter. Joshua Hyatt in the number 51 will win at Daytona. Joshua Hyatt will win the first race back after the 3 or 4 week break for my side of the NRA, and Joshua Hyatt wins here at Daytona. What a race, what a wild one for sure. One car got stuck on his side on top of the wall, that was Stiletto, and then Keyshawn Richardson got stuck on his side on top of another car. And then we had the 24 go underneath the car. The 24 went underneath the 12. Madison Tall took such a wide and such a wild hit that she bounced off of the 12 and up and went upside down. But at the end of the night, in a wild one at Daytona, Joshua Hyatt gets the job done here at Daytona.
I'm gonna sit back and watch my flag ascend.
Daniel Voyles
I won't talk myself up, I don't need to pretend. You won't see me coming till it's too late again. I'm gonna sit back and watch my flag ascend. My name is Thunder, Lightning. My name is something very frightening. My name is Adrenaline, exciting. You don't believe. My name is Thunder, Lightning. I'll be showing up uninvited. My name is Adrenaline, exciting. If you don't believe, then let me show you.
At Daytona,
I'll rise so high, I'll be the Empire State. I'll my lessons from my scars and mistakes. I'll make my own future, I won't leave it to fate. My name is thunder, lightning. My name is something very frightening. My name is adrenaline, exciting. You don't believe. My name is thunder, lightning. I'll be showing up uninvited. My name is adrenaline, exciting. If you don't believe, then let me show you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry for the long break, but I'm back. My computer might be crap, but I'm giving it 120%. I'll get this off my chest as soon as possible. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Points, 15 points, and bonus for Josh Wyatt coming up next. Until tomorrow for the Power 400, the Level Cup 2, race number 11 on the season. I will see you guys then. Once again, congratulations to Josh Wyatt. Until tomorrow, the Level Cup 2, I will see you guys. Bye.